Welcome back to Papa Z's Bees. Today we're going to do another extraction. This is the corner hive, the kitchen hive. We did the corner hive last week and there's a video out there on it. The difference in the videos we're going to do today and the one we did a week ago is that we're going to cut through this one and make it a shorter one. It took us about 26 minutes from start to finish out there in the corner hive. So if you want to see a full, uncut, unedited extraction on a flow hive, then I'll put the link to that video down in the bottom of this one. So we're going to start. We got the little cover that normally fits here. We've got this come down here and it makes a shelf. So what we'll do is we'll take this piece out as well. Okay, you can see the center 4 frames are pretty full. It happens to be the outer ones that are not full, and so we'll probably do like we did on the corner hive and just do the 4 center ones. Okay, so we'll get started. What we'll do is first we'll take the little covers off here. We'll start with this. We'll do the center hive first. We'll take the little cover out here, and these I like to call them spigots, but they're actually just little tubes that go into this. Now, if you can see the little bottom hole there, when we put this in, this little thing here will clean that out. And what this does, once we shut it down, and we're finished, finished draining the honey, and we shut it down, then that let the honey go down inside where the bees can get a hold of it and use it. So there's no waste, which is great. Okay, let me get the jar. And again, you put them right in this bottom slot here. And that's when you turn them, it raises that up. You notice that. And we'll just do them a little bit at a time. And here comes the honey. So we'll take it all the way back now. It's a little cooler today than it was the last time on the other hive. So there we go. And you can see that what comes out with the honey. In fact, here's interesting. If you look right here, you can see the honey draining down. That's because, again, we went from the cell mode to the drain mode. And it's doing that all the way to the back actually to the front of this hive. I have little flies today. I have to kind of watch them. This is a great way, again, as we talked about, it's a great way to drain the honey, because if you look around there in the front of the hive where the bees come and go, it's, they don't even know that we're doing anything. And I'll go ahead and start another one while we wait on this one to go. I have to kind of go out a little bit because make room for the jars. Would you hand me the spouts, please? Thank you. Again, I'm wearing gloves, not because I'm worried about the bees getting on me. I'm worried because this is a sticky process. And you can see the hole's that we had on the other one here is stopped up. So this is what this little component here does. It actually goes in there and cleans that out. See, now it's clean if you look down in there. A little bit of propolis. And we'll start this one up. That one's getting pretty close, so we're gonna watch it. I got another jar right here, so we just repeat this process. And the bees could notice that we're here. I have my veil out here in case I need it. Get that fly out of there. Every once in a while you'll see a little bit of wax or something like that come down in here. It could be pollen. Probably more than likely it's wax, and that's okay. It is. We've had some rain and it's been hot and sticky. So see, this one is coming out a lot faster. Of course, it's lower down. I don't have any idea how much honey we'll get. This is really the first time we've harvested from this hive. The corner hive we got last year, and there's a video there that's been when we did that extraction that got well over 100,000 views. So that was last year. This is this year, and you can see a little darker in this. This is kind of interesting. This honey's a little darker than this. Bees practice floral fidelity, which basically means if they find a field of dandelions, they find a field of clover, they will stay with that until this is depleted, or at least for the day. And then so all your honey in each of the flow hives will, flow hive frames will contain pretty much the same kind of honey. One reason why you want to go ahead and harvest is if they're in the lower box here, which is the brood box. If they're honey bound, it means if they've started to put honey in where she normally lays, well then they don't like that, because she needs a place to lay, and it can cause it to dwindle and so on. So what they'll do is a lot of times they will swarm just because there's no room to lay, and they want to make a room for themselves. So. And again, as we've said in the past, people say, well, you're taking all the honey away from them. No, we're not. This box here is full of honey frames. It's a medium box, and we call that their storehouse. But basically what it is, it's just a place that we let them save honey for the winter so they can make it through next winter. We've been real fortunate, and we've not lost a hive through the winter. That's pretty amazing. This is our 4th year doing bees, and so just the fact that we've been lucky enough not to have lost any bees over the winter is pretty special. One of the things I think we've done that has helped is we use Hive-A-Live fondant through the winter, and that keeps them with emergency food there that has stuff to help their gut, so they can be healthier all the way through the winter. Looks like these frames are not going to have but about a quart apiece, which is kind of surprising. So again, what we'll do when we think it's drained as much as it's going to drain, which we're getting pretty close on both of these, is we'll shut the flow off. And basically, what we're doing here is what we'll do is we'll put the frames back, and rather than being in the mode where they're draining, we'll put them back in the collection mode, or back in the cell mode. So. I think we're there on this one, so I'm going to go ahead and close this one down. And what you do to close it down is you put the crank, I call it, at the top, and you can see that moves that down. And again, what it's doing, it's separating that and making the frames back as in the cell mode. So this will drip down a little bit, not much, but it will drain down some more. And then we'll put a lid on it and take it in. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we've pretty much drained this one, so we're going to put this cover back in. Whoops, lost the cover. We'll put the cover back in, and that'll let that honey that's remaining in the trough down there go down into the area where the bees can get them. And we'll put this back in. This is a great thing, because this will not let you put this back in if the frames are not in the right orientation. In other words, if they're in the drain mode, and that's not the way you want to leave them all the time, because you want the bees to be able to put honey in there if they have any to put. So it goes in there just like that and covers that up. Okay, so that one's draining out too. Okay, so I'm going to move this one on over and cap this one. Unfortunately, I dropped the cap on the ground, so I'm going to have to hunt for it. And we'll put this in here. And move it on over. And then do the crank. Gotta remove the little cover. And it's coming out. See the ants, we've had a bad problem with ants this summer. We usually do, but they're all over the place in getting the honey that dripped down earlier. And what this will do by draining, one of the things it will do by draining this, it will allow them, if they are honey bound, meaning they've got honey in cells that should contain brood, that means they can't, again, she can't lay, so they get really frustrated with that. So what this will do is free up some of this space up here. And what they'll do is we'll watch them, and I've got some of the videos showing the last extraction. Within an hour or two, they will learn or notice that there's no honey in those cells, and they'll uncap them and start the process over again if there's a nectar flow. And I think we're kind of out of a nectar flow, a little bit of a dearth. Although this rain will help. Gonna go ahead and open the last one. Again, I don't know that we're going to get a whole lot. Again, we're not going to do the two outer ones because they're just about half full, and there are bees in and out of there, and I don't want to crush any bees. See how sticky my fingers are. You can probably hear it. We had a new roof put on this past winter, and these are normally will keep the ants up. You fill this with oil or something. But when the guys were throwing stuff off the roof, they broke this one, and so I've got to figure out what to do. I've heard that if you put mint flavored toothpaste on it, they won't cross that line. But there's already a bunch of them up here, so that line is not that important. All right, well, this is just a repeat of the same here. It's pretty hot. I'm gonna let my cameraman go inside because it's really, really hot out here, and she's fully suited. I'm not, so I'm not doing too bad. But we'll continue to drain this, and once we get through, we'll show you the result. I think we're going to get 4 quarts, and that's about it. But you know, I mean, that's a blessing from God that we get that much. So it's great that we're able to do it. So we'll show you what we have when we get down here in a minute. Okay, here we go. This is the result of this extraction. About 5 quarts, a little bit less than that, but not as much as I had wanted, not as much as we had in the corner hive. But like I said, out there, any amount of it is a gift from God. So we're so grateful that we're able to harvest this honey and really not bother the bees that much. So I put information on a flow hive in the comments on this, or description on this video. And we'll be doing more. Thanks.